Good morning, folks. I'm wearing my glasses. I'm in nerd mode because something's bothering this eye, but because these right here, I don't know if you can see that or not. This is my bike, and I'm about to dump my camera. I'm trying to hold on to a tripod, but it's kind of loose. Anyway, I have an '02 Harley Davidson Electra Glide Ultra Classic right here. You can't really see it in the picture. These, for a lot of these older models like this, I don't see a whole lot of service and maintenance instructions on these on the internet. This is a old new build. It was a recently built and modified bike when I got it after wrecking my street glide. And let me show you what's going on here. If I can do it without dropping the camera, which is my phone, of course. Okay. Now, I see a lot of bikes with these type of bars, these risers. And here's the problem. It's not the bars, it's the junk Harley Davidson standard, their stock triple tree handlebar bushings. They're rubber and they break, and after some time and pressure they start doing this. And of course, with the longer bar, you're getting more torque when you're doing anything basically to these handlebars, put any kind of pressure. I'm gonna wear those bushings out real quick. So I have these right here. There we go. These right here, and these are a polycarbonate replacement and upgrade on the stock. And I'm going to put these in. I saw something I was investigating before I took a bike ride to make sure that's what it was, and nothing critical was going to fall off the bike or something. So I found out what they were, but I noticed some things in the way. Let me move my coffee cup. So that's why I'm going to step through this, and as I'm working on the bike, I'm going to take some time and show you what I'm doing if I run into anything. First thing, these right here, and this is different than my street glide was. My street glide was an '06. This is an '02. And the difference is, to get this key ignition mechanism, fob or whatever you want to call it, out, you do something different. In my street glide, you had to have this in the lock position, which means if you had it up on a stand or something, you had to be careful not to lock it while this was out, or you'd have to. Anyway, don't get these misaligned if you ever take these out. But this here is different. You put it into the accelerator, and I don't know what year they changed. This is an '02, and you take a screwdriver, and I don't know if you can see that, but you put it up under the fob here. Is that showing up? Yeah, I guess it is. I've already got mine loose, and there's a little button here, and as you do this, you push into the key, and you turn it counterclockwise. When you do, it'll go past the normal point and it slides right out, just like this. And then I'm gonna drop it. Of course, like I did the last time, but yeah, that's how this comes out. And don't turn this or anything. You want a nightmare, get that misaligned, because I did that to my street glide. As I go on, and I'm gonna disassemble these parts, and that's pretty standard up and down. Let me grab the camera and I'll show you the points that you undo. All right, these you just take a wrench that fits that. I think that's a 7/8 maybe, and this twists off and everything else, but just basically pulls off, and this plate comes off. And to get this center console piece off, you've just got the torque screws here. And here on the other side. And all that, and you know, I don't want to turn upside down. And all that comes right off. As I'll get into this more, and if I run into, I'll show you the next steps. But I'm going to remove all this. Okay, I've gotten to this point now. You know, this right here, taking this piece off is pretty straight up and down. It's that console. There's a plug right here that plugs in. Excuse my junk, and it plugs in there. The plate, you know, it basically goes like this. You got this piece, you got a small bushing somewhere. Yeah, there it is. This is how it goes on over the top of the, see up top there, you got that flat spot to put a wrench on. It's a 7/8 wrench, I believe, or 15/16. I don't know. I just used a crescent and stood it up and twisted it off over this plate right here. Then that pulls straight off. That's a little rubber gasket that goes around it, but I wanted to keep track of that. I went ahead and pulled my outer fairing off, loosened it up, loosened my my light bar up. I thought at first that I was going to have to take the inner fairing off, but I didn't. I've got enough room now. I don't know if it's really necessary, but I couldn't like reach. I couldn't feel it, but there's your bolts right there that pulls this loose. That's where the problem is. See right there. So yeah, so that's the bolts for that. So I'll get that loose and get back with you. Okay, I think I came all the way up. I think I'm gonna put that back in just a little bit, if it's not too late, and loosen the other side up. So I can get this out of here. That way, I might take that apart there. Yeah, it's still threaded in a little. I'm gonna loosen the other side up. Something just tells me that I need that plate. Then I'm gonna come back over here so I can get in between here when I go to pull this bolt out to put the top bushing in. The other one, it's all up under this stuff, but I'm gonna try it that way because just experience, hey guys, just experience tells me that's probably what I should do. Oh, I forget too, I think on this bolt here, on the left side of the bike, and by left I mean as if you're sitting on the bike, I think there's a ground wire around this bolt here. So don't forget to put that back when you're doing this job. If you don't put it back in, I am sure you'll notice it. All right, sorry I've made this choppy, but I've started this one here. I got the bottom popped in. I had to take them both out at the same time to get clearance. I have to take both of these out in order to have clearance to get the new ones in. I don't know how tricky that's going to be to line back up. I do notice another thing on the other side over there. You have really got to bring your handlebars before you start hard. Turn it hard to the right, because you have your lock mechanism, or your steering lock mechanism, that is in the way. So I'm gonna, let me see. Look, here's the old ones that came out. The old ones have this one-piece metal grommet. Can you see this? Right, okay. Yeah, the old ones have this one-piece metal grommet. You can see they're kind of worn, sort of. They're soft. The new ones, it comes with a two-piece inside, so that makes things a little easier too, I think. So I'm going to continue working. Okay, I've got it all back together. The only thing is, I'm going to tell you, these to line up and get these bolts back in, it's a pain, just to say the least. It's kind of a pain, but work at it, you'll get it. I put some red Loctite on the bolts, which is what OEM specs calls for, and this should be see, you can tell. Yeah, see, I mean, there's just the least little bit of wiggle in that. So yeah, it's not too hard of a job. Like I said, anytime I work on this bike, this older bike, I'm going to try to like post some stuff, because there's not a whole lot of information on them. A lot of it's kind of pretty straight up. Only thing that had me confused was this: you've got to really turn this hard to get to this side over here because of your locking mechanism for your steering. So anyway, maybe somebody will come across this, and it'll help them out a little. Happy riding.